If you had to get rid of every single one of your knives but one and keep that perfect knife, which knife would you keep and why? And that question was proposed to all of us, in a sense, by Gary, the Last Ranger. He put out a video yesterday asking this question. He left it in a open tag format, and I figured that I would hop in on this style of video. A lot of the guys who watch my content know where I land on this topic, who my favorite knife designer is, who my favorite knife company is, and it is definitely EDC. John Rusk is the designer and owner of that company, and he just has my favorite design language ever. And there's not really any one designer that comes close. There are a few other designers that, I have a favorite knife of theirs, but nobody quite like EDC. And I've been asking myself this question all day long. What EDC knife would I choose to pick and get rid of the rest? If I was getting rid of my entire EDC collection except for one, that would obviously mean that I got rid of the rest of all my other knives as well, because my EDC collection will definitely be the last knives to ever leave my collection. And I finally came to the conclusion, not long before starting this video up, that it would be the EDC MAGNACUT Relative. And for starters, we can start off with the designer, obviously. I love the design. The OEM of this knife is Bestech, and Bestech does not cut corners. They do all of the right things. You're paying a premium price, but you're getting a premium product as well. And in my opinion, they have moved themselves right up there with Riot as one of the best, if not the best, knife manufacturers in the entire world. They are right up there. If they can continue what they've been doing over the last year or so and continue doing it, they will definitely move themselves up with Riot as one of the best OEMs in the world. I believe they're already there. They just got to keep the track record going, putting out these good OEM projects, putting out their own line of knives, which they do, and they're working on their own budget line. Bestech is doing all of the right things, working with great designers, using premium materials, treating them the way that they should be, finishing them the way that they should be. So let's start off with why this would be my knife of choice. So there isn't anything with this blade shape that I don't think I couldn't handle. So for starters, you have jimping all the way across the top spine of the blade, which is going to allow you phenomenal control of the knife. You have this swooping area here that goes down to just a great piercing tip. So gonna be a great piercing knife. Any type of task that involves any type of poking and slicing, this is gonna do a phenomenal job at, guys. You have a secondary edge here as well. You can kind of see the point there, and then the belly here. That's gonna allow you to do a lot of different scraping and that sort of thing. It also has a little bit of belly there, so it's going to be perfect for a multitude of things. And then we get down here. You have this awesome, nice, long, straight edge of blade, and that's going to allow you to do a lot of your slicing, tasks. Whether it's cardboard, rope, whatever it might be. I just believe this is multifunctional in its design. And I believe that's the way that it was intended. Not only is it aesthetically pleasing, but it's also very user-friendly, and it's going to do a lot of things very, very well. So that is ultimately why I decided on this blade shape and this blade. And on top of all the things I just mentioned, it's coming in MagnaCut, which is a very, very well-rounded steel, especially when heat treated properly. And this has been heat treated properly by Bestech, so no worries there. So it's got an amazing blade shape, in my opinion, with amazing steel. You have the full jimping, like I said. You have a nice full-size finger choil there that's going to allow you to just choke up whenever needed. Just a brilliant, brilliant design there. Now you have the aesthetic of this fuller and this pill-shaped hole there, along with the front flipper tab. They're all means of deployment. You can use that fuller, the hole for your reverse flicks. You can thumb flick it out. The front flipper is so well designed and intuitive, in my opinion. Very, very easy to manipulate that front flipper. A lot of guys know that some front flippers are just not that easy to actuate, and this is not one of them. It is so easy. You can do all the things that you would want to do with a front flipper with this guy. So the opening methods, that's just one of the many things that, you know, I would want a knife that I can open in a multitude of ways, and this definitely fits the bill for that. Even getting down there on that fuller, just going to be a phenomenal opening knife. The detent is tuned absolutely to perfection. Even if you lollygag this thing out, it's flying open, no question. You have amazing hardware, in my opinion. I believe it's T8s all the way around, pocket clip, body screws, pivot screw, and it's all been anodized in this brass fashion. You have this awesome brass pivot collar. It just looks amazing. You got the Atom Man there in the middle, which is John's logo. Looks phenomenal, stunning. The pocket clip is EMP's trademark pocket clip. Pretty much deep carry. You have a tiny bit sticking out, basically where you see the two screws. That'll be poking out a little bit. But that's perfectly acceptable in my book. You have a lanyard hole for your lanyard fans. You have a quarter titanium backspacer that also has the brass anode done to it. Pretty open construction as well. And I don't know if you'll be able to make it out or not, but this is the number 002 relative. I believe John has number 1, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So this is technically the first relative, MagnaCut relative in my hands right here, other than the one John kept. I believe that's the case. I could be wrong, but I think that is how it happened. There was only one version of the MagnaCut model, and this is the version that you see here. The other ones were done in 20 CV, and there's a batch coming in LMAX. So this was the only way that you could get the MagnaCut, and the MagnaCut is done now. So you will not be able to get, for the foreseeable future, any more EMPs in MagnaCut, especially the relatives. So this was kind of a one-run deal, and that is it. So we can touch on a few other things, and as to why this would be the knife that I would pick. It's got the great blade shape, all the opening methods that I would want. It's got the jimping across the whole spine, the 50-50 choil. The handle is absolutely so comfortable, even in this backed up grip. Choked up grip, just as good. The aesthetics of this knife is beautiful. The micro milling in the coated titanium handle is just stunningly good. Both sides. John just killed this design. A phenomenal job. The aesthetics of the knife are perfect. The ergonomics of the knife are perfect. The material choices are perfect. The action is spot on. The detent is spot on. There's no lockup issues. It's sitting perfectly at like the 35 to 40% mark. Just perfect. Perfectly centered. No detent lash. No issues, period. No issues whatsoever with this knife. No lockup issues. There's no side-to-side play. No up and down play. There you can see the MagnaCut there on the tang. Maybe. I don't know if we can clear that up or not. MagnaCut there on the tang. But just an absolute dream of a knife. This was definitely a massive hit from EMP, EDC, and John. Best Tech. This would be the one, guys. This would be the knife that if I got rid of all my other knives, this would be my perfect knife. This would be the one that I would keep. I propose this question to anyone else as well, whether you just want to answer in the comments, whether you want to make a video on it. It is an open tag from Gary. It's an open tag from me as well. This would be the knife though, guys. Let me know what you think down below. Give the video a thumbs up. Leave a comment. What would be your knife? Could you decide? This wasn't easy for me. I know it won't be easy for a lot of you guys, but just for fun, hopefully nobody ever has to get rid of all their knives, But if it ever were to happen, which one would be the one that you would keep? If you're still here and you are not subscribed, hit that subscribe button right down below the video. You that ain't subscribed. Otherwise, guys, I will catch you on the next one. Peace and love.